What is up, guys? RSC6414 here, back with another video. This time I'm reviewing Money in the Bank. It'll be my last video for a whole week because I will be going on vacation, and I will not be making any reviews or anything. I'll be going to the beach. I'm just going to relax, take the week off. I may do a day in the life vlog. There's still a chance for that. There's been some people requesting it, so I may do that day in the life at the beach vlog. Maybe one or two days in my beach week, so who knows. But enough of me talking about that. I'm going to review Money in the Bank. Overall show, gotta say it was a little disappointing, but it wasn't terrible. It was still a pretty good show. So yeah. First match we have, pre-show match, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns of the Shield versus the Usos. Really good stuff here. I really enjoyed this match. Back and forth action. Uh, one of the Usos hits a Samoan drop on um, Seth Rollins for a near fall. One of the Usos, can't remember. Then the Usos and Seth Rollins are all in the corner, sort of bunched up near the turnbuckles and on the ropes. Roman Reigns, it's a four-man Tower of Doom and just slams all three of them onto the mat. Seth Rollins obviously holds on to him and goes for a near fall. Then then one of the Usos, I think it was Jay, hits a Superfly splash on Seth Rollins for a near fall. Roman Reigns breaks it up right before a pinfall of 3. And then Seth Rollins has Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso's on the ropes. Seth Rollins throws him in the air, and then Roman Reigns spears uh, Jimmy Uso for the 1, 2, 3 Shield retain. No surprise. Good match started off. Then we go to the Money in the Bank. Oh yeah, the rating I give that match, the pre-show, 3 out of 5 stars. Good stuff. Next match we have Smackdown ladder match, number for the contract for the World Heavyweight Championship. Another good match here. Good match to start it off. Back and forth, really exciting stuff here. Swagger throws Barrett off the top of the ladder for a uppercut by Cesaro. Then you have later on in the match, Fandango delivers a sunset flip on Wade Barrett from the top of the ladder. Really cool stuff there. Really good. Then Cody Rhodes goes off on everybody. Hits like 3 crossroads on 3 different guys in the ring. Wade Barrett was one of them, Ambrose was one, and I forget the other, but it was really sick. He was fired up. Everybody was fired up. Big pop from the crowd. Then you have there was a ladder that was not in the ring. There was no ladders in the ring. Swagger and Cesaro took everybody out. So Swagger put Cesaro on his shoulders and walks Cesaro over to the briefcase so Cesaro can try and grab it. Ambrose breaks that up and then delivers a DDT on Swagger. Yeah, and then basically what happens after that is a trying to think. Oh yeah, drop kick. Then you have Cody Rhodes all alone in the ring, climbing up the ladder. Then you're thinking Cody Rhodes may win it because Dean Ambrose was pushed off the top of the ladder, and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins interfered in this match when Cody Rhodes was about to get the briefcase. Here comes Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, take out Cody Rhodes, and they are just going at it. And then Dean Ambrose looks like he's about to win. Cody Rhodes eventually recovers, gets up, throws Dean Ambrose off the ladder. Dean Ambrose goes off the ladder and takes out everybody brawling the Shield, and the Usos come out and take out the Shield. And then Cesaro and Swagger brawling ringside with the Usos and the Shield, and basically every other member besides Rhodes. Rhodes is climbing the ladder. Then Sandow crawled like near the ring, and we didn't see him for like 10 minutes, and then Sandow appears out of nowhere, smacks Cody Rhodes, and then just throws him off, and then climbs the ladder, grabs the briefcase. Cody Rhodes is shocked, and Sandow is your new #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. Good stuff here. A lot of people didn't predict Sandow. I think I knew one person that did, and that was about it. So yeah, Sandow wins. Congrats to him. Should be interesting to see. I'm sure they'll have a feud with Cody Rhodes in the future. and going into SummerSlam and stuff. So much for Rhodes Scholars. Can't say I didn't see that coming, but good stuff. Match overall rating, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. It's great stuff. Next match we have Axel versus Miz. The match was okay. Wasn't expecting too much. I knew that Axel would retain, and of course he did, but I'll explain to you how he did that. Basically what happens is earlier in the match, Miz claps his hand together, falls down, and then says Paul Heyman punched him. The ref believes the Miz, bans Paul Heyman from ringside, kicks him out of the match. Then later on in the match, Axel delivers a perfect plex on the Miz for the near fall. Then Miz is going for the figure 4 lock, which is eventually countered by Curtis Axel, and they just roll over, exchanging submission maneuvers, and they eventually get rope breaks, and then the match proceeds, and then Curtis Axel delivers his new signature move. Not sure what it calls. He basically spins his head sideways and slams his head in the canvas, and that delivered for the 1, 2, 3. Curtis Axel retains. Decent match. 2.5 out of 5 is what I give it. Pretty good stuff, I guess. Then the next match we have AJ versus Kaitlyn. This match was good too. It wasn't as good as their payback match, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Um, but Kaitlyn basically shoves AJ off the top rope, and then AJ is on the top rope when Kaitlyn's down. Kaitlyn gets up, shoves AJ off the top rope. Big E Langston catches AJ out of midair. Then later on, Kaitlyn gets back in the ring. AJ rolls Kaitlyn up for a near fall. Then you have Kaitlyn delivers a spear on AJ later on in the match, but the spear hurts Kaitlyn's shoulder. Kaitlyn's down for a little bit and then pins AJ for a near fall, and then you've got AJ who gets Black Widow out of nowhere, puts Kaitlyn in the submission maneuver Black Widow until Kaitlyn basically falls to the ground, looks like she's unconscious, but not really, but she taps out, and then AJ retains the Divas title. Good stuff here, 2.5 out of 5. Pretty good match, not as good as Payback one, but it was still pretty decent. So AJ retains here. Next match we have Ryback versus Chris Jericho. Pretty good stuff here. I enjoyed this match as well. The Axel and Miz and AJ versus Kaitlyn was sort of like it died down for a little bit, like a died down period, and then it picked back up a little bit with the Ryback Jericho match. Jericho, basically what happens is Ryback hits a powerbomb on Chris Jericho in the middle of the match, sort of in the middle, I'd say, for a near fall after Chris Jericho tries to go for the code breaker, which was countered, and Ryback delivers a pinfall on him for a near fall. Then then Chris Jericho delivers a code breaker on Ryback on the ring apron. Ryback's already at a 9 count, and then Ryback crawls in the ring right before the 10 count. Then later on in the match, Chris Jericho goes for a lion salt. He misses but lands on his feet, but it's too late. Then Ryback rolls Chris Jericho up and holds his leg like a different way than usual, so he wouldn't kick out. A good pinfall by Ryback, rolls him up, and for a 1, 2, 3, Ryback wins. I think that makes the most sense. It's been a while since he's won a pay-per-view match, so it's good that Ryback won. I'm glad he did, and who knows, hopefully they'll do away with the cryback thing and he'll move on to bigger and better things. I think if he lost, this would have been a huge blow to him and could have been the end of Ryback, but hopefully they'll use this as a push some more and pick him back up, so who knows, but Ryback wins. Rating I give it 2.75 out of 5. Next match we have Del Rio versus Ziggler. Del Rio won the championship last month. Everybody was shocked, including me. I'm glad Del Rio's had a pretty good reign so far, and this match was good. I enjoyed it. Del Rio, basically what happens is, in the middle of the match, Del Rio and Ziggler, neither one, early on in the match, Ziggler grabs Del Rio and just off the top rope, picks him up and slams his face into the canvas in midair. That spot was pretty cool for a near fall. Then later on in the match, AJ's music comes out after Dolph Ziggler delivers a big drop kick on Del Rio for a near fall. All of a sudden, right after that, AJ comes out, her music, she's skipping around the ring. Ziggler's like, "What are you doing?" There were rumors coming in that AJ was going to interfere, and sure enough, she did. Um, then he's wondering what she's doing. She just looks at the match for a second. Then basically Del Rio, Ziggler hits like a pretty cool DDT for a near fall. Then Del Rio delivers a huge kick like he did at Payback to beat Ziggler for the World Heavyweight Championship, like a big super kick almost to Ziggler's head for a near fall. Then AJ starts to kind of like panic. She comes in and hits Del Rio in the head with the title, the Divas Championship belt. The ref sees it, calls for the bell, and Del Rio retains the World Heavyweight Championship via disqualification. Ziggler's pissed, walks out of the ring, and then AJ's sort of like about to cry because Ziggler's mad at her. Whatever, didn't like the ending, but a good match overall. So since the ending wasn't as good, I would have given this match 3.5 out of 5, but I give it a 3 out of 5. So pretty good match. Not a huge fan of ending, but I'm glad Del Rio retained because I enjoy him as a heel and as the World Heavyweight Champion. I know a lot of people don't, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Next match we have Mark Henry versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. A lot of people were wondering which would be first, Henry or Cena, or the All-Stars ladder match, but Henry and Cena was. This match was pretty good, okay, nothing great. A little disappointing, but I guess what are you going to do? In the beginning of the match, Henry picks up Cena, slams his ribs on the steel steps. Looked like a pretty nasty spot there. Then Cena is about to go for the attitude adjustment, but falls because of Mark Henry's weight, and Mark Henry lands on Cena. Then Cena later on, there was a couple times that happened where Cena tried to go for AAs and couldn't do it, and his legs gave out, or his arms gave out, and his knees buckled, and Henry fell on him. Later on in the match, Cena delivers the attitude adjustment for a near fall. Then later on, Cena goes for a move off the top rope. Henry catches him out of the air and delivers the world's strongest slam on John Cena for a near fall. Um, then you've got Cena puts Mark Henry in the STF lock. Mark Henry eventually gets out of that. And then Mark Henry brings some chairs into the ring, distracts the ref, and then that's when Cena slant, and then while the ref's getting distracted with the steel chairs that Henry brought in the ring, Henry exposes the turnbuckle. Cena throws Henry into the exposed turnbuckle and then puts him in the STF. Then Henry does the rope break. That's what led up to that. Then you've got John Cena and Mark Henry. Mark Henry does like an Irish whip of Cena right into the ref. The ref doesn't see it. Henry delivers a low blow on Cena for a near fall. Then you have John Cena going for Mark Henry goes for the world's strongest slam, throws Cena up, kind of like that, and then Cena, about to deliver it, Cena hops up out of the world's strongest slam, puts Mark Henry in the STF, and Mark Henry has to tap. Unfortunately, Mark Henry does not win the WWE Championship. Unfortunately, I was disappointed. I figured he wouldn't, and Super Cena would be Super Cena, and sure enough, he was. And Mark Henry lost. I really want him to win the WWE Championship. Where he goes from here, I don't know. But I say we we riot, fight for justice for Mark Henry. I hope he can win it eventually because I think he deserves it after 17 years. Good wrestler, really like him, and I hope he can. Where he goes from here, I don't know. SummerSlam, who knows what'll happen? What'll happen after his loss to Cena here? But you'll never know. We'll find out, I guess, tomorrow on Raw. See what direction he goes in, and find out from there, I guess. But decent match, 2.25 out of 5. Nothing special here. I wasn't a huge fan of this match, but whatever. Maybe a little biased. Cena won, so maybe that's why I gave it 2.25. But the match just wasn't as entertaining as I was hoping, to be honest. So that's why I gave it a 2.25 out of 5. Next match we have is the main event, Money in the Bank All-Stars ladder match. Rob Van Dam comes out, gets a big pop like when Ziggler cashed in, but that was in New Jersey. This is in Philly. Big pop for Van Dam as expected. Everybody went nuts. Then Christian came out. Then everybody else came out. And there was no seventh man. No one replaced Kane. There was just a six-man ladder match, which was odd. I was a little disappointed, hoping to see that, but it didn't happen. Um, then what happens is basically these guys are going back and forth all over the place. There's one point in the match where everybody's on a ladder. There are like six guys going at it. It's swinging back and forth, and then eventually all the ladder collides, and all six men fall down. That was a pretty funny spot. Then Orton T-bone suplexes CM Punk on the ladders, right on the ladders. Looked like a pretty rough suplex there. Then you have Christian Spears Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan gets taken out, and then you have Daniel Bryan go on a huge run like he's been doing the past month, hitting everybody, all the men with ladders, about 4 or 5 of them, then delivers a suicide dive, six suicide dive on CM Punk, takes out CM Punk, and CM Punk falls right on the ladders. Then you've got Daniel Bryan in the ring, looks like he's going to win. He's climbing up the ladder all by himself. Then Curtis Axel comes from the middle of nowhere, slams Daniel Bryan with the steel chair, and then hits Daniel Bryan with a move, takes Daniel Bryan out. Then CM Punk gets up out of nowhere, delivers a GTS, go to sleep on Curtis Axel on outside the ringside, takes out Axel. Paul Heyman comes out. CM Punk's getting in the ring. Paul Heyman's like, "What are you doing?" Talking to Axel while Axel's unconscious. CM Punk's my best friend. You're gonna cost him the match. You're gonna cost my friend the match. Just screaming his head off, chewing out Axel, basically, just screaming his head off and barking at Axel. CM Punk's in the ring, slowly climbing up the ladder. Then Heyman's trying to get a big slapping on the ring apron, slamming his hands on there, getting the fans to get into it. The fans start reacting, get a big pop for CM Punk. He's climbing the ladder, climbing the ladder. Paul Heyman gets in the freaking ring, grabs the ladder, slams it on CM Punk's head 3 times. CM Punk's face was priceless. He sold it really well, really shocked, like, oh my God, Paul Heyman's turning on me, my best friend. Can't trust anybody. And then Heyman just slams it the 3rd time, busts Punk's head open, just blood going all the way down his face, just gushing out. Felt sort of bad for CM Punk. He almost was there to grab the briefcase. Then Paul Heyman just throws the ladder down, walks away, and just walks up the entrance ramp. CM Punk's basically taken out of this match. Then RVD comes in. You think he may win. He's alone. Randy Orton comes from behind, picks up RVD, throws him off the ladder, and RKO's RVD in midair. One of the sickest spots of that match. RKO out of the air. Randy Orton climbs the ladder, takes the briefcase off the hook, and is the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. My reaction here was, dang it. Are you kidding me? I was really angry that Randy Orton won. You know, I don't mind Randy Orton. Never been a huge fan of his, but now it just means he's going to be against John Cena. He'll definitely be a heel turn probably for Randy Orton coming up since he's #1 contender. He could cash it in anytime, technically, for a year. But I do think since he's like the guy with the briefcase, I think he'll feud with Cena eventually. Whether he'll cash it in the next month, probably not. It'll probably be 6 or 7 months from now when he finally cashes it in. Who will feud with, or when he'll turn heel, or if he ever turns heel, because Cena will lose eventually, maybe before Orton cashes in. We'll never know. But it'll be interesting to see where this goes. Interesting to see when Sandow or Randy Orton cash in, or who they cash in on. Will they turn heel, or will they stay face, or will they stay heel, or will they turn face, or will they turn heel? Who knows? We'll never know until Raw or in the future when everything develops and progresses in storylines. Decent show. Overall grade I give it is a 7 out of 10. Pretty good pay-per-view. Not bad. Wish some endings were different and Mark Henry won. I hope he can get the WWE Championship eventually. Overall grade, like I said, 7 out of 10. Hope you enjoyed my review. Check out my other videos and subscribe. Thanks, guys.